The Jets are in a quarterback conundrum right now. Aaron Rodgers just arose from his darkness retreat. I find nothing wrong with it. I think it's a way that somebody handles maybe it's a therapeutic way for them to be able to collect their thoughts, collect their thinking. If he wants to do ayahuasca, if he wants to be in a dark room and figure himself out, he's not a bad person. He's never said anything wrong. Some people might say he does something out of the ordinary, but all of his teammates like him. He is a very knowledgeable person. He hosted Jeopardy. He had one of the highest scores accumulated on the Wonderlic test when he came out of college at California, which he was, by the way, a community college transfer to Cal. The thing of it is the Jets need to figure this out. They just had Derek Carr in last week. The picture floated around with Robert Saleh and Todd Downing and Nathaniel Hackett with him at a restaurant in Summit, New Jersey, and Derek Carr was smiling. And by the way, it's so weird when somebody's just hanging. Now, I have to think it had to have been a busboy or a waiter on break. I'd have to think that that's who took the picture. There's no way a fan went behind the restaurant and did it. But then again, in society today, it wouldn't surprise me anymore, whatever happens. The Jets need to figure this out and need to figure this out fast because you can't let this sit for the next few weeks. And I know everybody's going to say, oh, well, they have time. The actual free agency period is going to start soon. The beauty of Derek Carr is if you sign him now, you get him in the building. Now you have a path on what you can do and who you can recruit and how you want to go about your offseason, giving out money, contracts. Who do you want to bring in? Who's going to fit well with Carr? Systems like that. If the Jets feel that Derek Carr on their team is a Hall of Fame quarterback and can help them win a Super Bowl, then my question to you is, what are we waiting for? Why are we waiting then? If that's how you feel, Speedy, say you're in Joe Douglas's shoes and you have a Hall of Fame quarterback that you feel is a Hall of Fame quarterback walking through your door. Would you let him walk out that door and try to get in touch with somebody else, or would you say, no, I want to sign that guy?
That's what the dilemma is, because the longer it drags out from the Packers' standpoint, the less they'll probably get for Aaron Rodgers, because it seems likely that they're going to trade him anyway, regardless.
The Raiders are reportedly out on Rodgers.
And that puts another monkey wrench.
It comes down to Jets-Packers at this point.
The Packers already announced they're not trading him in the NFC. That eliminates teams like the Buccaneers, the Panthers, or the 49ers.
Oh, here he says he's not going to San Francisco. Clearly, he's still butthurt by them not drafting him.
that.
Which, by the way, if that's the case, he needs to get over it. Because if he was on San Francisco, you might as well give them the Super Bowl now.
The other AFC teams that need to do something to have expressed interest in Rodgers have a lot more challenging paths. And we heard the Titans. They're going to have to shed a lot of cap space in order to do that.
They already have. They've gotten rid of like 4 guys right now. Derrick Henry supposedly reports he might want out.
The other one that was linked originally was the Colts too, but they have a new coach. I think they're going to want their own guy. They're going to want a quarterback.
They're going to want Bryce Young. I've heard they love Levis a lot.
And then the Raiders were the other team that was like the heavy favorites along with the Jets too. But if they're now shying away, is it a smokescreen for them?
They don't have the money.
The Raiders definitely have the money. No question.
Mark Davis will not pay it. Mark Davis is very cash-strapped as an owner.
In terms of team finances, yes. But in terms of the Raiders' raw cap space, they actually do have a good amount of money. The Raiders have a lot of other holes they got to fill on that defense with getting depth for receivers outside of Devontae Adams. Renfro was good in 2021, but was bad in 2022. Which end are you going to get on him? Darren Waller's reportedly unhappy with Josh McDaniels, so he might be traded.
Everybody's unhappy with Josh McDaniels. That's why Mac Jones comes in.
Wonderful.
Jimmy G could go back to New England. Full circle.
You have so many other question marks. The Raiders' offensive line was pretty good last year, but is streaky year to year. Their defense, they have a lot of issues to solve outside of their defensive ends. Are you going to give Aaron Rodgers that much money to come in and try to carry the team the way he carried the 2016 Packers is going to be a very tough thing to judge. Now, the Super Bowl's in Las Vegas next year, so don't be surprised if they do try it. But if you're the Raiders, are you going to overpay for him at this point? Are you going to spend more than the Jets are just to seal him there? And that's what the Packers, from their standpoint, are hoping for. Whereas the Jets, they have a lot more leeway because they have a lot of talent on that team already. They could use some middle-of-the-field defense, maybe a couple offensive line pieces, but their talent is pretty balanced, assuming they can manage a couple of their contracts. Corey Davis, Carl Lawson, CJ Mosley, they're going to have to restructure and get rid of some.
Davis will be gone. Lawson's going to get his salary cut in half.
I do too.
Mosley will restructure it. He wants to be here, this Jet roster. As a quarterback, you're going to have the offensive rookie of the year in Garrett Wilson. You're going to have Elijah Moore. You're going to have Breece Hall back, who was on pace to win offensive rookie of the year before he got hurt. You're going to have Elijah Vera Tucker back. You hope Mekhi Becton comes back. That's why if you're Derek Carr, you just sign him. You don't have to trade anything. You can have that first-round pick. You could trade. I heard they love the kid from Georgia, the tackle, Roderick Jones. You could build on our offensive line. They got to figure out the center position. I've read they're not interested in bringing back McGovern, even though he wants back. The Jets don't seem to want him back. But Derek Carr, pretty much every season of his career, he's thrown for close to 4,000 passing yards a year, except for 2 of them.